Hi guys, it's Molly. Welcome back to my channel. I'm sticking to my New Year's resolution of making more book videos this year. I've been doing kind of like monthly reading wrap-ups, which March is coming soon. But I wanted to make a video talking about my favorite summer romance books. Well, my favorite summer books, but they are all romance. Because personally today, where I live, it is 81 degrees. So I figured it's getting to summer. So I wanted you guys to have a nice little book wherever you go. I'm not only going to be talking about my summer book recommendations, but I'm also going to talk about my summer TBR for this year. If you guys like any of these books or have any other recommendations, let me know. And if you guys like the book videos, please let me know because I absolutely love doing them. Before we get into the romance books, I do have two literary fictions that I wanted to talk about. Starting up, we have Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. This book is a movie and I have both read the book and watched the movie. I think I gave this book 3 stars. I read it like 4 years ago. It's definitely not my cup of tea. It's a historical literary fiction. It follows Kaya and her life story. She's dealt with some pretty just like devastating things in her life, and she lives in a life of isolation, and then she meets these people, and then she's like on trial for murder, and then years later you get her perspective of like what actually happened, and you hear her like telling the story. If you guys are into these type of books, I would definitely recommend it. The other literary fiction that I have is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm obsessed with this cover. I think it's like the coolest thing ever. This book follows a really wealthy family in Malibu, and each chapter is a different hour. If you guys have ever seen the show 24 with Kiefer Sutherland in it, like Jack Bauer, 24, it's styled like that. So it's in the time period of 24 hours, and each chapter is an hour of the day. Every year this really wealthy family throws this huge summer party, and this year you're getting their perspectives of the party. I think it follows Nina, but also I'm pretty sure you might get other people's perspectives. I'm not 100% sure, but it follows this family and everything that happens in the lives of these rich people and the problems that they go through. I also read this one a really long time ago, and I kind of have like book amnesia where I don't really remember what happens in books after I finish them. Oh, that's right. So basically at the end of the party there's a fire, and you know that, and everyone's like dying or something. I can't really remember, but yeah, so there's a fire at the end of the party, and you are gonna like figure out what happened and why and all of this stuff, and it's pretty good. I think I gave it like 3 stars as well. I know that everyone and their mother has probably heard of this by now, but I do have to mention it. The Summer I Turned Pretty series. So there is The Summer I Turned Pretty, It's Not Summer Without You, We'll Always Have Summer. I read these books years ago, but I still love them to this day. I actually just reread this book like a year ago, 2 years ago now, and it was still a 5-star for me. I think I gave the first 2 books 5 stars and then the second one a 4-star. I can't really remember. Oh, okay. I gave the first book 5 stars and these 2 4 stars, but they were still really good. I remember the first time I read this, it was the night before I was going on my spring break trip. I think 8th grade or freshman year, I can't really remember, but I remember it was just making me so excited because the imagery you get in these books is so summer. It literally feels like you're getting a nice cozy hug from summer, and I love it so much. And I know you guys have probably seen the show, but if you haven't, or even if you have, I really recommend also reading the books. They're super fast paced. I wasn't even like a big reader at the time, but I flew through these. They're like 200 pages. Yeah, this one's like 290, so they're really short reads. In case you don't know what they're about, this series follows Belly Conklin, and her whole life she's kind of felt like I don't want to say the duff, but like I feel like that's how she kind of describes herself. And then one summer she gets this like glow up, and the Fisher brothers, Jeremiah and Conrad, notice, and Belly ultimately has to make a decision between going for the all-encompassing, overpowering, all-consuming love or the safe and stable, easy love. And you get to kind of feel like you're going through it with her, and also just like want to rip her head out every second because you're like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Belly? What are you doing? This one is a more cozy summer book, but we have Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This is the second book in the Icebreaker like duology. I think there's 3 books now. I didn't read the 3rd one, but you don't have to read it as a series because they're all standalones. I wouldn't even call it a series because this book is so not connected to the first book at all, so like I'm not even gonna count it as a series. This book follows Aurora and Russ, and it's a summer camp romance book, which I had never read before, and I don't know if it's necessarily the vibe that I would choose, but it was super fun. You got to see them like lead these kids, and the beginning scene is crazy also. I gave this book 3 stars. I think it's really good. I just think I personally like a little bit of a different summer romance, but this was still really good. And I also feel like this is like a summer or fall book. So the next book I don't physically have with me, but it's Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. It follows Justin and Emma, and they are both cursed as being the people that other people date right before they find the love of their life. So both Justin and Emma have this pattern of dating someone on multiple occasions, and right after they break up, the other person finds the love of their life and they kind of bond over it. And I remember reading this book and the summer, like, just feeling that you get. I was reading it on the beach, but I remember saying to my friend next to me, I was like, even if I was in the freezing cold Arctic right now, like, this book would still make me feel like it's summer because it just gave the most summer vibes ever. I gave this book 4.5 stars. I love anything Abby Jimenez writes. I feel like all her books are kind of like summer-esque books because they're just so easy to read. She also has 2 new books out, Say You'll Remember Me and The Night We Met, which I heard are summer books. I'm not really sure. But I literally love everything she's ever written. So if you guys haven't read any by her, I really recommend. Next up, we have Emily Henry books. I feel like everyone has heard of this one, but we have to talk about Beach Read. Beach Read was like the second romance book I ever read when I first got into reading. I gave this 4 stars. This follows Augustus and January, who I can't remember if they both are new to town or if just she's new to town, but she goes to this town and they're both authors, and basically like the kind of trope of the book is that they go on like book dates to help each other get out of their writing slump. So he's writing this, like, I remember they go to the wilderness. I don't remember what book he's writing, but like they go on little like adventures to help him write, and then she's writing a romance book, so they go on like romance adventures for her book. And it's honestly just like, it's really good. Everyone loves this. It personally wasn't my favorite Emily Henry book because you guys will see which my favorite was, but it was still really good. Next up, we have People We Meet on Vacation. Movie for this just came out and I just watched it, and let me tell you guys, it is so good. You have to watch it. Both characters are chef's kiss. This book follows Poppy and Alex, and they are best friends, and this is a really cool sort of like storyline that you follow because you get the past and the present, but unlike most books, they're not dating in the past, they're friends, and then you get the present when they like reconcile after their friendship breakup happens, and then you see them like falling in love. Every summer they go on a vacation together, hence People We Meet on Vacation. It is so cute. I read this I think when I was in Florida for the summer, and it was literally the cutest thing ever. I did give this 3 stars because Emily Henry writing, I think, to me is very like hit or miss, but I did love the story so much, and a 3-star for me is still a pretty good book because I'm a pretty like, my 5 stars are a little selective, like it's a feeling I have to get. So I don't know, I feel like this is still like a great book. Now for my favorite Emily Henry book I've ever read, also summer vibes, we have Happy Place. I read this a little over a year ago, or a little under a year ago. I think exactly a year ago I was reading this book because I was on spring break, and I'm on spring break right now. But it is the cutest freaking book ever. This follows Wynn and Harriet, and basically you're also getting past and present of when they used to date. And personally, second chance past and present romance books are my favorite ever. But you're following Harriet and Wynn, and you're getting them in the past when they were first like falling in love, and then you're also getting them now they are broken up, but they are fake dating because their friend group is going on a trip for, I think it might be for a wedding, I don't really remember. Oh no, they're going to a cottage because their group always goes on a trip, kind of like in People We Meet on Vacation, which I didn't really connect those dots at first, but the group is going on a trip and they don't want to like make it awkward in the friend group, so they decide to date, and then they obviously fall in love again because it's a romance book. This was really good. I gave this 4.5 stars, and it was genuinely so good, and the cover's so cute, and I just really like it. So next up, we have Heartbones by Colleen Hoover. I feel like I gave a lot of Colleen Hoover books 5 stars when I first read them because I didn't really have anything to compare them to. I hadn't read a ton of books, and I didn't really know the power of like a good story, so I kind of was just like, oh, I liked it, 5 stars. Oh, I liked it, 5 stars. Compared to like now, I think if I read them, I'd kind of be like, you know. But this one, there's no doubts in my mind that I would still give this one a 5-star, and I actually really want to reread it. This is literally like you're watching Outer Banks season 1, but you're reading it. It's so good. It is so good. I will say the ending like wasn't my favorite. This follows Bea and Samson, and I think Bea moves in with her like cousin or something. I don't remember, but I think they're like neighbors, and it's like a summer house, and it's like the cutest, most summer book ever. I'm absolutely obsessed with this. It might be my favorite summer book I've ever read, like one of my favorite. It might be my favorite Colleen Hoover book I've ever read. I loved it so much. I hate the new cover though, so try and find this cover if you can, because it's freaking adorable. Next up, we have The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. This book kind of reminded me a lot of People We Meet on Vacation, and also The Rule Book by Sarah Adams, which I'm going to talk about later. This follows Olive and Ethan, and basically they are, I believe, the maid of honor and the best man at a wedding for Olive's twin sister and Ethan's best friend or something like that. And they're both allergic to seafood, but everyone else at the wedding isn't, and they eat seafood and they get food poisoning. So the all expenses paid for honeymoon is going to waste. So Olive and Ethan are basically like forced to take it so that it doesn't go to waste. And there you just watch them fall in love, and it's so cute. It's kind of, it's not a bucket list, but it kind of gives bucket list vibes, if you know what I mean. This is the there's only one bed trope, if you like that, because I personally love that. I think I gave this book a 4 stars. I can never remember what I give. Yeah, I gave this a 4 star. I really liked it. It was just really easy, fast paced, easy to read. Next up, we have Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I read this book back in 8th grade, and similar to Hard Bones, I feel like this is one of the few books that if I read it today, I would still give it 5 stars because it is that good. This book follows Percy and Sam, and it's a second chance past and present perspective book, which is like my favorite trope ever. It's childhood friends to lovers also, which just like adds to the this is like the summer version of Christina Lauren's Love and Other Words. I personally liked this better. I don't really want to say much of what it's about, but I just want to say that the like raw love that you see in this book is genuinely the cutest, most wholesome thing ever, and I'm obsessed with it. I gave it 5 stars, and I really recommend this. Okay, I had to charge my camera, but we are back to continue talking about books. The next 2 books I want to talk about, I don't have the physical books with me, but next is One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. This book follows Alice and Charlie, and this is one of my favorite like niche tropes I've ever read, and that is invisible string friends to lovers. I've never read invisible string like friends to lovers before, and I think it's like the coolest thing ever now, and I really want more books like that. It also has a bucket list trope, which I don't think I'd ever read about before, but it was so fun and it was so cute, and I loved watching them check everything off. Like I said, I don't want to talk about this book too much, but it was a 5 star, but like it was really a 6 star book for me. Like I have very few books that I consider 6 star perfect books, and this is one of them. I genuinely don't think anything could ever top it. Like it is just so good. Next up, we have The Rule Book by Sarah Adams. I'm not going to say much about this book because it's going to be in my March reading wrap-up video, but I will give you guys a little bit of a plot. This book follows, I hated the name. What was her name? I hated it. Is it Nina? No, I don't hate that name. What is it? Follows Nora and Derek, and they used to date, but this is, I think, the first book that I've ever read that is like second chance, that we haven't gotten past and present timeline. We only got present timeline in this, but they used to date, and she is now working for a agency, so like she like is an agent for athletes. Well, she wants to be an agent for athletes, and he is an athlete, and she ends up getting him as her first client, and then she has to like beg him to like let her represent him, and it's kind of like this whole thing, and they end up making these rules of like things that can't happen. They go on a vacation for a very specific reason. If you want to know, you can just read the back of the book. I personally didn't know why, because I didn't read the back of the book, and I much preferred that. I don't like reading the backs of books. In my like synopsis, I will rarely ever talk about what's on the back of the book, because I feel like it spoils the first 100 pages, 150 pages of the book, and then I'm like just bored because I already know what's gonna happen. So I personally wouldn't read the back, but you can if you want. I just feel like, I don't know why they would put that on the back. Like that was such like a good plot twist that if I had read the back, just don't read the back. Those are all of my summer romance book recommendations. I hope that you enjoyed. I have been loving making book videos, so if you guys are also loving it, please, please, please let me know. I am also going on some trips, so I'm gonna get back into travel vlogs, which I'm really excited about because those are my ultimate favorite videos to film. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed.